What's going on, gamers? Hopefully everyone's day's been going well and you've been staying warm through this winter storm. Um, so last night I talked about the Xbox Magnus. You guys saw that video. But what I've been telling people before, which is interesting because we have some stuff to talk about here, is that it may get delayed because the PC market is expensive. And its delay is different than PlayStation's delay in a certain extent. What do I mean by that too? Well, Sony can kind of always subsidize. They've always done that before. They did that in the holidays, right? We saw Microsoft didn't even subsidize for their own gaming console in the console industry. The Magnus is a PC. Microsoft didn't get that deal from Samsung and SK Hynix over in Korea. Remember, they didn't get that RAM contract, that DRAM contract. And AI is more of their focus and even Windows than gaming hardware. They care less about gaming hardware more than ever. So this rumor right here says the Xbox console won't release until at least late 2027. I've been trying to tell people about that. Could be delayed further. And that's a possibility. Could Microsoft still get it out if they want to? Sure, they have the money to do that. But are they going to subsidize? No. Do they want to get it out and price the hell out of people even more? That would be dumb because all you're going to do is get in a disservice with people. Cody Switch says, nah, I think they're going forward, and there's 50 likes there, beating even Pure Xbox's post. He kind of ratioed that because he has a good base. Interesting. I think Cody Switch definitely wants that to happen. You know what I mean? I think he wants the excitement of something like that happening. Here's my thing, though. And it's cool to see him post. I like Cody Sweat. He's a nice guy. He supported my channel before. You know what I mean? I'm not rude to people that do that. I pay my respects back. If Microsoft does push forward to it, you wonder that, like, are you going to have to charge way more if you're not going to subsidize? Because the PC market is expensive. You're still going to have to pay for that DRAM. You see what I mean? The NAND SSDs are going up. The GPU prices are going up. AMD even said they had to jack the price up of their GPUs by 10%. Now, what if they have to do that even more? And the Magnus is using all that stuff that is getting its price up. And then Microsoft's going to have to be charged for these parts unless they got prepared ahead of time before that happened. That's going to be tough, though, because they didn't. They even said they didn't even prepare for the cloud stuff. It's like, so do you want to be charged like almost $2,000 for a Magnus? You know what I mean? It's like, who's going to buy that? What if you could wait and sell it for like 1,600 or 1,500? Even though that's still a lot, but it's still a lot less. I'm just saying, definitely if it's going to be like to where if you tried to build that right now, it's going to cost you out the ass. So we're going to read this article. So yeah, you guys are going to have to let me know what you think about this. I get what Cody's is saying. He may have some intel that's maybe saying, no, they're just going to go forward with it regardless, and they're just going to get it out there. They might, you never know. But my thing is, I think with the way things are going lately, this stuff is possible. But he's saying it like, I mean, not even like, you know what, there's a chance. He's just saying like, nah. Like, you know, just straight up. I think they're going for it. And then we got Jamal Tariff Johnson saying, I think it's a lot further along than known. Business 101 says to sit on your new product. Own it plus the services to perfection and release alongside the competition to solidify the gen cycles. We're not missing out on any gaming by delaying the Magnus. This guy says beyond that, no. I think the maximum delay for both PlayStation and Microsoft can give is November 2027. Dude, you're out of your mind if you're going to put PlayStation in that category. Sony is doing late 2028. What the hell is wrong with you? Both are experiencing declining sales due to obsolescence. A delay to 2028 could be costly in numbers, so no, it's not possible. What do you mean costly in numbers? PlayStation is still selling fine. They got GTA bundles. They got the Pro. They got PSSR 2. They got a lot of exclusive. Hey, what are you talking about? No, PlayStation 5 is fine. Xbox is in a different category. They're going a PC route. And Sony even said that it can get delayed. They said it themselves. They can get delayed even farther. Everybody knows this. As far as Xbox, it's a different category because it's not in the console spectrum, it's in the PC spectrum. So you could be doing something like the ROG Ally, where it's an OEM model, and it's just like that. And the big thing is still being a strong publisher on PlayStation, on Switch 2, and on Steam. But for like the big high settings, you know, Steam and PlayStation. And for what Nintendo can handle as well. So interesting stuff here, an interesting comment by Cold Eastwood, because it's like, well, if you know something, brother, what is it then, you know? So yeah, let's go to this article right here. It says there's been a lot of speculation over the past 12 months about when Microsoft might be preparing the next Xbox console. You guys want me to zoom in for you? Oh, I'm hitting the freaking wrong thing here. There we go. Yeah, over the next 12 months about exactly when Microsoft might be preparing to release the next gen console. And it sounds like nobody's very sure at the moment. Like, I'm almost certain there had to be some sort of delay because when you think about when, not just when, but what happened to Microsoft lately, all the negativity too, and the denial of the DRAM contract. They got chosen to be denied, and who was it? Asus, Dell. You guys remember that? Asus, Dell, Google, and Lenovo. They got the priority in the DRAM department by SK Hynix and Samsung over in South Korea. Because remember, they're being the major manufacturers. Microsoft tried to strike that deal. They denied them. And then they were losing stock because people are distrusting Copilot and they're distrusting their AI development. They don't want to invest into them. So I think they want to get that as a priority, right? Satya even put an ultimatum up, though a lot of people are questioning his leadership. And then, like, when you think about that type of stuff, it's like, I think that's what Microsoft's most focused on. And if they're not going to get the deals that they want and the Magnus is going to cost too much, are they just going to throw it out there like that? Hey, with the way they're treating Xbox lately, they might just do that overpriced throw out. It's a possibility, but I'm hoping that it's able to be handled better and they try some type of remedy for everything at Microsoft. I don't think, because that would just suck for Phil Spencer because that's not his decision. You see what I mean? I don't think he wants that either. He even said in in one of those press lines, I don't want to sell $1,000 consoles. And people was like, well, what's going on with all this ROG Allies? Like, well, Asus decided that price. I seriously don't believe he had anything to do with that. That's not something that he would win on. He's more of a console guy. So it's like, it's not really his alignment. Yeah, he adjusts because he's a smart guy and he has to play that character from Microsoft. But I don't see that aligning with Phil Spencer's idea about Xbox. I think he would like to see things more competitive and prices be better. I think he would be the type of guy that would do that. I'm just saying. So the company itself might not have even nailed down a window yet, and this is on pure Xbox. So it's interesting seeing them and Cody would get to that situation. We've heard before from Windows Central reporter Jess Corden that Xbox might be targeting a 2027 launch for the system. That's what I was always thinking. I don't know why people were like boomstick thinking 2026. Nothing against them or anything. But I was like, no, dude, that's not happening. Definitely now what we know. But that was prior to all the recent reports about RAM shortages due to AI demands. In December, Insider Gamer reporter Tom Henderson suggested these RAM issues could lead to next-gen consoles being delayed. And now in the latest reports for Windows Central about the Xbox full screen experience and how it'll need to iron out some weaknesses over the next couple of years, Jez mentions that late 2027 is the earliest release window for the next Xbox console as things stand. So Jez is saying this. The only one they didn't fire, who's an insider guy. Interesting. So it's like, okay, I got Colt saying that. I know he's an Xbox guy as well. And you got Jez saying earliest 2027, late. I was thinking the Magnus was 2028 as well, or at the earliest 2027 late, because they could launch before that, because they're not launching as a console to move like even 30 million, something like that. They're kind of in a Steam situation now with hardware. So it says right here, the next Xbox is a full Windows PC. Yikes. That much we know. What we know less is exactly how Microsoft is going to go about it. The next Xbox is still a fair bit away, dropping in the late 2027. At the earliest, according to my most recent information, I received details about the next-gen Xbox around the same time. I exclusively reported on Project Keenan, now known as the Ally, which is pretty much forgotten. I'm not sure if Microsoft is still committed to the late 2027 timeline for the next-gen Xbox. But if it is, you have to wonder if that's enough time to get all the chips lined up. Yeah, and get you some type of deal, right? Otherwise, why even do it? Because you could just get PCs right now. This time last week, we actually polled the pure Xbox community on when you thought the next Xbox console might be announced, and 24% felt it would be revealed in 2026 with a release in 2027. 21% suggested it was simply too early for an announcement of 2026, of course. And 20% thought it would be announced but not released until 2028. So most people are thinking 7 and 8. Now, going down in the comments here, honestly, delaying all around makes sense for both of the companies. There's still plenty of life and potential in the current consoles. I always said that late 2027, but that was before the Ramageddon, yeah, or Ramageddon, right? Like Armageddon. I think that's what he's trying to do. So a delay to 2028, unfortunately, makes a lot of sense. That's what I was thinking. I do not expect any proper announcement revealed this year if the release is indeed pushed back beyond 2027. He says, I would agree that on a 2028-29 timeline, I don't think Microsoft will go that far. I think that maybe early this. It'll still be before the PlayStation. But as many have said it here already, the more time it passes, it's more likely for that device to be canned. Dreamcast guy thinks it's going to be canceled. The Series XS are practically abandoned. Revenue from Xbox hardware has steadily been dropping 30% every quarter over the last couple years. Very true. At this point, it's minimum and only shrinking further. It only takes one Microsoft executive to point out how much money it's being poured into research and development for this device and compare it to the revenue coming from hardware sales for every year to fall apart. Yeah, I mean, when you think about the ROG Ally 2, it didn't sell anything. It already disappeared. It's just not getting better. I frankly don't think we'll get there when every quarter seems to be a bloodbath for Xbox. There's people that are doubting. I get that it's not a fence, but Microsoft is the only company that can continue like this and realize they can still release that hardware and as a company still have trillions and trillions of dollars and don't worry about being bankrupt like Sega or anything. So they're not ever going to have to worry about that. That's why I believe that Magnus can still happen. I'm not going to say it's going to get canceled because they can do that. So yeah, you guys are going to have to let me know what you think about this. This guy says, yes, sort of take it for granted that console makers sell hardware at a loss to make up for it in software sales. I don't think Microsoft executives and investors share that sentiment. Yeah, it's a different ballpark now, guys. As I said, this is launching like a non-subsidized product in the PC gaming market. Like even Steam said, we're not subsidizing. You think Microsoft is going to subsidize? Who's significantly more greedy? Hell no, not even close. And then when you think about them not getting the RAM deals, and if they're going to launch it early ahead of that and have to pay more for chips, they're charging you more. That's why I think it's a bad idea. So kind of hard to argue with that. That's why I say I want you guys to let me know what you think. I don't think Microsoft executives and investors share that sentiment. This right here makes 100% sense. They are not about to subsidize a bunch of hobbyists from the cloud and AI profits. They'd rather go all in with the most lucrative lines of business. 100% correct here. I agree with this guy. So that's what I think. I mean, and then we got savings down here with the RAM crisis. I think we won't see the next generation of consoles until 2028. I have no complaints about that. If you ask me, the ideal oh God, excuse me lately, guys, just woke up. The ideal date is after 2030. Game production has already been slowed due to the pandemic. I can't understand this consumer obesity. The current generation of consoles is perfectly adequate. Our world won't change with a new console. And it's not even a console, it's a PC console-like experience. So yeah, I mean, I agree with this. You guys, let me know what you think. Leave a comment down below and a like as usual. Honestly, I don't see it happening till probably early 2028 or late 2027 at the earliest. Later, y'all. Peace out. Keep gaming no matter what platform you're on.